Good morning. Welcome to Unity Orlando. Our opening statement this morning is, God is my help in every need, and I am provided for abundantly. Let's all affirm that together.
God
is my help in every need, and I am provided for abundantly. All right, let's all close our eyes, take a nice deep breath in. Let's affirm that together in the silence. And so it is. And now, if you'd like to join us, please stand and we'll sing our joy song this morning. It's called Life to Love. 2, 3, 4. Sure of. I live my life to love. I live my life to love. I live my life to love. I sing it twice to be sure of. I live my life to love. I've arrived to make things go. I can let God's love flow. Live and move so I can grow, so I can grow. I give my life to love. I give my life to love. I'll sing it loud to be sure of. I live my life to love. I can strive to let things go. I allow everything to flow. Live and move so I can grow, so I can grow. I shine my light to love. I shine my light to love. I'll sing it bright to be sure of. I shine my light to love. I'm gonna take it nice and slow. I'm gonna get my ducks in a row. Live and move so I can grow, so I can grow. I live my life to love. I live my life to love. I'll sing real loud to be sure of. I live my life to love. I live my life to love. I live my life to love. All right, very good. You may be seated.
Oh, yeah. Good morning, Unity Orlando. How's everybody doing today? Good to see all of you here and online. Welcome. I'm Susan Francis, your platform speaker. Do we have any visitors? I don't think so. We're all family, so I'm glad you're here with us this morning. A couple of announcements. Wanted to let you know that prayer chaplains are available to pray with you after service each Sunday. And in the house today, we have prayer chaplain Paul Kenny, myself, and Naomi Harris is here too. So see one of us if you need prayer. Also, we pray every evening at 8 p.m., and we invite you to join us. The June affirmation is, I envision good unfolding in every area of my life. That's a good one. So keep that in your prayers. Next Sunday is Father's Day, and we invite all the fathers to come along. We have gifts for all the men next week, so I might have to put a hat on and a tie just to get one of those gifts. They're always kind of cool. Reverend Bob's lesson today is affirmation of life, but I have a little story to tell you. So there was a young teenage boy who'd passed his driving test and asked his dad if he could start driving the family car. The dad said he'd make a deal with his son. He said, "You bring your grades up from C to B average, study the Bible a little, and get your hair cut. Then we'll talk about the car." So the boy thought about that for a moment and decided to settle for the offer, and they agreed on it. So after about 6 weeks, the dad said, "Son, you've brought your grades up, and I've observed that you've been studying the Bible, but I'm disappointed you haven't cut your hair." The boy said, "You know, Dad, I've been thinking about that, and I noticed in my studies of the Bible that Samson had long hair, John the Baptist had long hair, Moses had long hair, and there's even strong evidence that Jesus had long hair." His dad replied, "Did you also notice that they all walked everywhere?" That's a good one, right? All right, well, so before I actually turn it over to Brian, I'm going to invite Reverend Bob up because it is Reverend Bob's birthday celebration today. Woohoo! So if you come on up. Okay. All right, we have a gift for you. A couple gifts.
I get a gift.
Yes. Which I'm going to wait because we have a cake for you too. So come on.
My God, look at this. Bring it over in front of the
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Reverend Bob. Happy birthday to you.
Wow. Thank you all. It really does feel like my birthday.
Make a wish.
Oh, I get to blow them out? Okay.
Yay!
Oh, you didn't get the relighting ones, right?
And there is a gift for you.
Oh, we have a gift. Yeah, well, I guess you make it worthwhile to keep sticking around on this earth, you know.
That's right. I sealed it. Oops.
You sealed it. Okay, here we go.
It's a pig with overalls.
A pig with overalls. Dear Reverend Bob, overall, you're awesome. With love, your Unity family. Only in Unity would they get to minister this.
That's right. Exactly.
Oh, that's wonderful. I love it. Thank you.
Yeah, and there's a couple little things in there.
Oh, a couple little things. Ooh.
That's it. That's
Okay. Didn't want to miss anything, you know. Okay, here we go. Well, first off, happy birthday, the total surprise. Home Depot. The boys' store, as my friend used to call it. Okay, and to Reverend Bob, happy birthday, your Unity Family Vintage Tie Tack. Oh, wow, how beautiful.
well done. Wow.
In case you missed that at home, John behind me said for a vintage minister. There we go. A pearl.
Yeah, real pearl.
A real pearl. Oh, thank you so much. Wow. Well, okay. Thank you, Susan.
And many more.
And thank you for the cake. Delivering it while keeping all those flames going.
Well, you never get to see your cake because it's always cut up by the time you get back.
Yeah. Where did it go, by the way? Okay. They've already taken my cake away from me. Oh, how wonderful. Let's see. I'll put this.
Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry.
I could pretend I'm Susan and turn it over to Brian.
Okay, and now I'm going to turn it over to Brian.
All right. Well, that went nice and smoothly. Thank you. A good thing we got another service, right? Anyway, that was great. Congratulations, Reverend Bob. Happy birthday. Awesome. And for your birthday, we're going to do this song called Yes to Life.
There you go.
Light a flame to cast out the dark. Let it shine forever. When the wind blows, harbor the flame. I feel joy and I let it go. Say yes to life. Say yes and follow a light. Say yes and shine it bright. We are alive forever. Let it shine out through our heart to heal your woes and needs. A healing light to extinguish the dark. I release and I let it go. Say yes to light. Say yes and follow the light. Say yes and shine it bright. We are alive forever. Say yes to life. Say yes and follow the light. Say yes and shine it bright. We are alive forever. Say yes to life. Say yes and follow the light. Say yes and shine it bright. We are alive forever. We are alive forever. We are alive. We are alive. We are alive forever.
Ah, that was wonderful. It sure is nice to hear this in person again. You know, I got to tell you, oh, I'm sorry for you guys at home on this last comment, but the music is at least twice as good in person. And it's great to be back with you. I want to thank Paul, who assured me that I would live through turning 74 because he did it last week. And I listened online. I thought he did a wonderful job. Don't you guys think? Yeah. I thought it was outstanding. Spent the last 2.5 weeks in Phoenix, coming home, and believe me, Patty was ready to come home. So was I. I only had 2.5 weeks. She was out there for 4. In any case, her description is, well, today we're leaving the air fryer and going back to the Instapot. It was 110 degrees. No, that was on the good days. No, it was 110 and a little bit in excess of that out there. And I discovered there is beauty to humidity, not only that it makes you sweat, but it filters that sunlight. I mean, you'd walk into the sunlight out there and you felt someone stuck a laser on you. It's amazing. Whoosh. How distinct that sun was in Phoenix. Now, I normally like dry air. And I remember enjoying Phoenix very, very much when my parents lived out there. But I got to tell you, this time, there was something in the air. We had allergies the whole time. She had them worse than I did, you know, and I think it's the dust in the air, or the pollen is part of that dust. But in any case, it was good to come back to moisture where it's takes the dust out of the air when it rains, which I understand we're moving into the rainy season now, right? Yeah. So get used to steam. What have we got? Let's see. Patty and I are really glad to be home. We spent all day yesterday flying home. Things went smoothly, except for when I dumped her coffee all over the floor in the airplane. I got to make her appreciate that I'm with her. She's liable to forget me. People are saying, okay, you were out there, you were doing medical stuff, right? Some cancer treatment for Patty. And, was it successful? Please don't even bring that up. We won't know a thing for a couple of months. Do we think it was successful? Yes. We don't know anything till down the road. So life is taken one day at a time. And as long as you're alive, hey, my favorite saying is survival is success, right? And the last thing I want to say is thank you for keeping this church alive and strong while I'm not here. For much of my ministry, I've said to congregations, the strength of a church is how well it does when the minister is gone for a little while. Then you know how strong that church is. And this is a strong church, and I am very proud of that. Okay. I gave the number away. I just turned 74, and I had to look and decide for this birthday Sunday, what would my talk title be? I decided it needed to not be about death and dying. It's affirmation of life. You see, affirmation of life is an attitude toward whatever it is you're doing at any stage in your life. Are you affirming life or not? In his 90s, Charles Fillmore, one of Unity's co-founders, he adopted this attitude towards life. This was his basic affirmation that he declared over and over. I fairly sizzle with zeal and enthusiasm and spring forth with a mighty faith to do the things that are to be done by me. This is an attitude we all need to take on, and I don't care whether you're in your 20s or your 90s. This is the attitude we need to maintain towards life. John 10:10, Jesus said, I've come that they might have life and have it abundantly. Jesus came so that we could begin to see more and more of the glory of life. The glory of life, that's what it's all about. You say, well, I'm not young and glorious anymore. I'm sorry, the glory of life is still all around you and within you. And we need to recognize that. John 15:11, I have spoken these things to you that my joy may be in you and that your joy may be full. This is Jesus. My joy may be in you and your joy may be full. Why does he want your joy to be full? Well, he wants you to have life more abundantly, right? Joy heals. The experience of joy exudes life. It steeps you in life when you're joyous. And that's why in the Lord's Prayer, we're told to pray, for thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever, in Matthew 6:13. When I pray it, I often simply say, thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory of life forever. We're here in this earth, in this particular lifespan, first and foremost, to experience the glory of life. We can center on other things. But why we came here was to experience the glory. Now, from this point on, this talk is going to sound a little bit like one of those growing bolder things, the NPR thing on the radio about people who are skydiving at 94 and all this stuff. Okay. But it's not really about what you're doing. It's about how you're doing it. I've just turned 74. 74 is an interesting year. There's not a lot of glory in 74. You aren't quite 75. You're there, but you don't get the credit. Okay. But I've decided turning 74, now it's more important than ever that I affirm and savor life. Now, have things changed? Life's always changing. When you're young, there are things you can't do. When you're old, there's things you can't do. It happens at both ends of the spectrum. So I've discovered there are quite a few things that I can no longer do. There are a lot of little pains when I do things that weren't normal a while back. But little pains can be ignored. And what I've learned to do is embrace what I still can do, because I can still do a lot. And I'm happy and proud of that. Now, there are some concessions I've had to make to be kind to my body. And I do suggest you be kind to your body. Don't run around afraid of experience, afraid to do anything. But listen when your body says, okay, enough. We took one day off and we went to we went to Sedona. Okay. We crawled around the base of Bell Rock. We climbed up to the airport vortex. In that climb, we couldn't park in the close lot. We had to park up by the airport and hike down. So Patty kind of hit a wall, 20 foot short of the top of the vortex. So we sat down for a few minutes before we got there. If you hit a wall, you do need to listen. You need to be kind to your body. These bodies have served us well. We need to love them, and part of loving them is being kind. So, concessions? I don't know. A couple of years ago, Patty and I went on a vacation, and we went horseback riding. Now, horses had been a big part of my life when I was younger. there was this whole period where I wore cowboy boots into the pulpit underneath my suit pants because I was affirming how important horses had been in my life. You got to understand, I hauled horses across this country and back. I learned how to trim their hooves, feed them, take care of them, train them, and I even gave them their shots when they were sick. So, yeah. So we went riding, and I thought, this is great. Yeah, I'm back in my home territory. And after we went for a while, I came back, and I discovered I had sciatica, which has never entirely left since that point. So I'm going to have to admit, horses are probably no more a part of my life. And I can dwell on that, or I can dwell what still is a part of my life. I'll probably never climb East Spanish Peak again. I've done it 3 times in my life. Let's see, I was like 49, 59, 67, I think. I thought, well, when I'm 89, I'll have a helicopter drop me off up there. I'll probably never climb East Spanish Peak, but I can still get on a roof. I can climb a tree. Now, some people shouldn't. You need to discover what you're good at and what you're not. And observe that. Be kind to your body. I can climb a tree, do gardening, yard work, crawl the attic to do home repairs, and I take great joy in the fact that I can still do that. I may pay for it for a little while, but I can still do that. Take joy in what you can do and kind of push the boundaries, but don't push them so far that you do real damage. As my life has changed, I've had to make concessions to be kind to the body, but there's still plenty of life, of the glory of life, to savor in what I can do. Well, when you marry a woman younger than yourself, Patty's what, 8 years younger? In any case, she decided to keep in shape. She wanted to ride bikes. So I went out on her, and I do fine until I've pushed really, really hard, and then my sciatica starts kicking up again. Didn't leave me wanting to get right on that bike and run out there again. So for Christmas, she was going to get me a new bike, and we got together and we talked about it, and we determined I could have an electric bike. You pedal and it goes on its own, sort of. You can move your legs if you want to, but you don't even have to. You've got a throttle. And so I'm out on the trail with her, and we are having a great time, and I feel like the coach that's going along saying, you can do it, keep at it. But I am out there enjoying the absolute glory of riding a bike through nature, while everyone around me saying, you're cheating. Yeah, and I'm loving every bit of it. You can always find a way to keep enjoying yourself. So, I'm talking about me because it's my birthday. Paul just turned 74. He still flies a glider all the time on a regular basis. You say, okay, well, that's just flying. No, he has to put the thing together every time he flies it and then take it apart. Then we got Susan. She's going to cringe when I say that, but she manages quite a bit of pain, and you would never know it. And she heads up the committee that's painting the church. Now, she'll be the first to tell you, it's the team. And the team is wonderful. but she's pushing her boundaries. She knows when to stop. That's how we handle the glory of life. The key is to take tremendous joy in life at whatever level you find yourself at. And the affirmation of life is an attitude that downplays the disappointments. No more horses, no more climbing East Spanish Peak. Hey, after I climbed East Spanish Peak, each and every time I swore I'd never do it again. I think I can give it up. It downplays the disappointments and thrills to the glory that life is offering me right now. And that's important. It's important that we thrill to the glory. That's how we honor the Creator. As an affirmation of your appreciation for this life that God has given us, every day we need to generate joy and enthusiasm at whatever adventure life is offering you that day. It may be just a little one, but every day's got its little adventure, whatever it may be. If God is the glory of life forever, we honor God by loving life, whatever it happens to be this day. So savor the beauty that surrounds you. Recognize that beauty is the glory of life. Enjoy the feeling in the air of a particular day. I'm really enjoying the Instapot. Maybe you had to have been in the air fryer first to truly enjoy it. Savor the different textures of the people around you each day. Embrace as your adventure for the day, not just the special things. We want to enjoy the special things, but not just that. The adventure can also be in the responsibilities or the challenges when things go wrong, or even the boring stuff. That can be your adventure for the day. Realize with Charles Fillmore, I am filled with zeal and enthusiasm to do the things that are to be done, that ought to be done by me. So, when your life seems to have become a disaster, treat it like an adventure. Excited to see how life will work things out. Boring just means you've lost touch with the glory of life forever. One more story. This cancer thing's cyclical. Periodically, you've got to go in there and do something. A couple of years ago, we were doing treatments over in Clearwater, Florida. And we'd driven over, and it was several times. We'd gone over a number of times. We drove over, pulled into the parking lot. Both of us got out. We're both groaning on the way out. 2.5 hours in the car seat, and as you get out, you're going, And I looked across over the top of the car at Patty, and both of us had made a little bit of noise trying to get out. And I looked at her, and this thing hit me. I went, Patty, you know what we are? We're a couple of old people going to the doctor for our big outing. And she looked at me and she said, you're absolutely right. I said, come on, Nellie, let's go to the doctor. And we both perked up and went off to have our adventure going to the doctor that day. You can turn anything into an adventure It's an attitude. So let's talk about some ways we can affirm the glory of life in our individual lives. Practices. I usually give you an affirmation you can work with. And I'm going to start there also. Affirm all day long until you can feel the energy of it. I am a child of God and I love life. I'm a child of God and I love life. As a child of God, you're meant to love life. Or if you like, you can copy Charles Fillmore's and simply say, I fairly sizzle with zeal and enthusiasm and spring forth with a mighty faith to do the things that ought to be done by me. This is one of those times where once will probably not be enough. Immerse yourself in that energy. The second practice I've kind of described. Make whatever you do, make it an adventure. If you got a challenge, make it an adventure, not a disaster. All you have to do is move your attitude to accomplish that. Back in I think I was probably 20 at the time. I was in California for 1 year with my parents before I went out to ministerial school. I needed a job, so I had some money to go with, and for tax season, I got a job at Skousen's Tax Service. There in LA, okay. I ended up on the swing shift or whatever, came in about 5 and went home about 1. You know, it was the evening and into the late night. And we had this really interesting job. We had a Xerox machine and we made copies of tax returns. They had this big pile of tax returns all night long. You know, I mean, that's the whole night long. It can get long when you're treating it as if it's boring. And somewhere along the way, we who were in this room together doing this, we got into this competition. Who can do it faster? You know, and you're going, you know, am I getting ahead? Am I getting behind? You know, I learned you lift it just right and it lifts the paper with it and you can slip the other one under it, grab it and put it down. We were competing to see how much. You reached the end of the night and we went, okay, it's over already? Because we were having fun. Later, we learned we were by far twice as productive as any of the other 8-hour shifts that were going on. Because we were having fun. You can turn it into fun. Make it an adventure. Number 3, explore your boundaries. And push beyond them when you can. Don't always be hemmed in. Don't always go too far. It's a judgment call, and you get to make that call. But the bottom line is, assume you can do anything until you're shown otherwise. Recognize what you're good at. I'm good on ladders. My dad was climbing ladders at 85 and still putting shingles 25 foot up in the air on the side of his pyramid house. And I'm good on ladders too. There are other people should go nowhere near a ladder, okay? You need to learn who you are, where you are, and have fun with who you are. And what are your strengths And where would wisdom determine you really shouldn't go? But push your boundaries a little, while at the same time recognize when it's damaging to keep pushing. As I hit my 60s, I was starting to lose a little bit of my flexibility. I know, I'm the only one who's ever experienced that. But all my life, I had this 30 yoga postures I would move myself through, this whole little routine I could do that I'd been doing since I was a teenager. And I thought, come on, Bob, you can do this. You can get your flexibility back, So I started going through it. None of the postures looked like they did when I was 16. I'm not sure why. But I thought, I'll get it all back. And I kept pushing myself and pushing myself. And when it hurt, I'd just push myself more. And finally, I had to give up yoga because I didn't know how to use it with moderation. Exercise is amazingly good for you. Your body loves it. Just learn at what level you can handle it. And take joy in that level rather than looking back and saying, well, I can't do this anymore. Yeah, that's right. I'm definitely not good at a full lotus. That's called broken legs for me. On the other hand, I can move my body. And that's important. Number 4 is try new things. Embrace new adventures when they're offered. We get older and we get more conservative. I haven't done that. I don't want to do it. We want to hold back. There's a time to hold back. But there's also a time to simply say, yeah, I'll try something new. Don't let comfort or being in your comfort zone completely hem you in. Someone invites me to do something, I have to do it. I've kind of been drug kicking and screaming all the way into this new millennium. Look what we're doing. We are streaming on the web. Now, luckily, I don't have to know how to do all of this. There are all these wonderful people around me. I've got a phone. I know I can do a full 3% of what it's capable of. But once in a while, like when my daughter takes me aside and says, come on, Dad, you can use Uber. She said, I'll download the app and you're going to use it. That was years ago when I was trying to get to the airport from San Antonio and she had to go to work. I said, okay. She downloaded the app and I learned how to use Uber. For me, it was a big deal. Okay. Just last week in Phoenix. It's not just old people who have to be willing to take on new things. At all ages, it takes courage to reach out beyond what you know. So I went to Home Depot to get the gas can, the propane tank filled so we could run the barbecue. We ran one meal, we got ready to do the next one, no flame. Anyway, so I went and got the propane refilled, got it ready so we could finish up our meal. Anyway, I went into Home Depot and I'm going around and I'm finally come up to, there's 2 counters. There's a young girl at one, older guy at another, but he's got a line. So I thought, they all know how to do this. And I arrived and I said, a propane tank. I have a propane tank. Can I exchange that here? And she said, yes, it's right out there. And I don't know how to do this. It's only my 4th day on the job. You know? And I said, ooh, so I probably should have gone to him. Is that the idea? She said, no. I need to know this for my job. So yes, I can do this for you. We're going to take this on and I'm going to learn how we do this. And she got a little advice from the guy next door. But the bottom line is I was so impressed. She said, I need to learn this. No, don't take it away from me. I need to learn this. So I'm going to take on this new thing. That's the attitude we want to have. The 5th practice is simply to dwell on beauty. It's a favorite of mine. There's beauty all around you. That's the glory of God. That sunset is the glory of God. That feeling in the air is the glory of God. Nature is the glory of God. And all those people around you, they're the glory of God. Wherever you can find beauty, find it and acknowledge the glory of God in it each day. And then every day remember to love the life in your body at whatever level expresses through your body. Having a body is an adventure all unto itself. Any way you cut it, it's an adventure. So if you're going to love the life in your body, fill your body with joy. Remember, joy gives life. Jesus said, I came that they might find my joy in them, and that my joy in you and your joy may be full. Why? Because then you're really living life. Doesn't matter what's going on. My joy in you and your joy be full. So avoid filling your body with negative emotions. These bodies, they are storage containers any way you cut it. So avoid filling your body with negative emotions and clear them out as quickly as possible, so your body can once again feel the joy of life. We need to learn to treat our bodies like a beloved pet, not a disappointing servant. And most of us have the disappointing servant approach. I wish I'd been prettier, stronger, taller, shorter. My body can't do this and can't do that. Okay, I get it. We all have our strengths and our weaknesses in our bodies. But this is your beloved pet. Treat it like that. When you take it on an adventure, thank your body for going beyond normal boundaries. I said occasionally I had to pay for a couple of days after something I did. Well, thank your body for the fact you were able to do it, and you're quite willing to give it some re-nurturing time to get everything back together. Because you're grateful that it went with you on that adventure, whatever it was. Be proud of your body. Know it's channeling the glory of life. And you're channeling the glory of life, knowing that all bodies are going through different stages. Every single body goes through different stages. Because this is a temporal life. It is always changing. Everything is always passing away. That makes it more important that you cherish it while you got it. Whatever it is you got. The last thing on, what is this one? Something about the body. loving the life in your body. The last one is to realize you need to deeply enjoy moving your body and the feeling of life flowing through it. So enjoy exercise. Don't do like I did with yoga and push yourself so far you're harming your body instead of helping your body. You say, well, all for exercise I can really do at this point is walk. Great. When you walk, flow. Feel the flow of your body as you walk. Something beautiful about a walk that's flowing. And there's a beautiful feeling to feeling the muscles as you are moving one foot forward and then the next. And just really enjoying that. And if you say, well, I can't even walk, well, move your arms in flowing motions. Experience the flow. When you can do flow, you're experiencing life flowing through you. And if you're stuck in bed, you can still flow with your hands. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, there is a way to enjoy moving your body. And 7 is to do the whole thing in meditation. In meditation, explore the glory of life. The glory of life, explore that glory of life all around you. The people, the beauty, the nature, the cosmos. Then explore the life moving through your body, because it is. We just don't pay a lot of attention, but it is. And then in meditation, explore the glory of the eternal life in your soul. A whole different category. So, let me wrap it up. At any point in our life, no matter what the restrictions of our bodies, our finances, our life circumstances, we can live in the joy of the glory of life. You always have that option. And ultimately, this living in the glory of life is one of our spiritual assignments. For it follows one of Jesus' commands, that my joy may be in you, and your joy may be full. That's the glory of life. Let's close our eyes. Take a deep breath and sigh it out. Feel the joy of the peace within. As we move to the center of our being, the center of who I am, we realize I am a child of God, and I love life. I am a child of God, and I love life. Feel the energy behind the words. I am a child of God, and I love life. I fairly sizzle with zeal and enthusiasm and spring forth with a mighty faith to do the things that ought to be done by me. I fairly sizzle with joy and enthusiasm. Now reach out and experience the glory of life all around you. We are dropped in the midst of this world, and though there are demands, this world is glorious. Filled with all the green plant life, the dry breeze blowing across the dry desert, the oceans lapping up on the shore, the rain falling, the sunlight, the sunset in all its radiant glory, the sunrise, bringing hope and new life. And then there are all those people around us. For a moment, we turn away from those perceptions to say, you know, some of them are kind of annoying. And we realize they're each unique. And each of them has a texture of life like none other. And the glory of life is being able to savor each of these textures, each of these paintings in this wonderful art gallery called Earth. And you're one of those paintings, so reach inside of yourself and feel how life is moving through you and through your body. Feel the glory of life. Moving through every cell. Filling you and radiating through you. The glory of life. And now beyond body, deep within, at the center of your being, find the light of life. The eternal life that is right there in your soul, that can never be extinguished. The glory, the majesty of what lives within you, of that wonderful spiritual being that you host and call my higher self. I am immersed in the glory of life, for I am a child of God. And I love life. And I am grateful to God for this life that I experience on so many different levels. Thank you, God, for my life. Amen. And if Yeshua will come forward, we'll prepare for our offering. For you at home, if any of you are new, here's how you give your offering. And that's the way you really are part of this church. And we'd like you to be. To know that you're part of us, even if you watch only on the streaming. So, to give your offering, you go to the home page at the end of the service. You can hit the Donate Now button and then use credit card or PayPal. You can pull off our address and mail us a check. You can use Zelle, though if you use Zelle, you have to use our Gmail address, our unityorlando@gmail.com. Or you can call the office and work it out with Linda. In either case, there's always a way. And for those of you sitting out here, it's really simple. So let's take our offering in our hands and let's hold it. Let's fill it with love and joy, because we know the consciousness in which we give is at least as important and possibly much more so than what we actually give. So this, our gift, we fill with the love and joy of giving. We see it multiplied many times over and returning to us from life. Together, divine love through me blesses and multiplies all the good I am and have, all the good I give and receive. Thank you, God. Amen. Take us home.
All right. Thank you, Reverend Bob. I got a classic song for you. It's called Love for Life. And it appeared on a sunny day. The inspiration came alive, like deja vu, and rather suddenly, the notion that I can survive on love. It's not a mystery, it's not even so hard to conceive. It's love, and down through history, it's lasted through the measure of time. One look of love, one feel of love, one taste of love is all that you need. It's a slice of life, one love would do me right. Don't let me go too long without my love for life. I lost my fear, not such a travesty. In fact, I don't miss it at all. It disappeared. Now in my life I see the miracle I hope to believe in. Love, it's on your side, you see. Fall victim to it every time. In love, across the board to me, it's all you'll ever need to find. One look of love, one feel of love, one taste of love is all that you need. It's a slice of life, one love would do me right. Don't let me go too long without my love for life. My love, let me live in love, cover me in love, unconditionally. God's love will set you free.
Well, I'd say that sums it up. You guys did wonderful. You don't know how wonderful it is to be back in the Instapot. Hot and humid Florida, I'm happy. but mainly it's the people that make this place home. Well, whether you're watching at home or whether you're here in person, thank you for being Unity Orlando. And thank you for joining me and celebrating my birthday. 74. Not quite 75. After service, there will be cake. Lots of cake in Meyer Hall, so come have a piece of birthday cake. Next Sunday is Father's Day. Invite all the fathers to join us. We'll have some sort of a gift for them. I'll have to ask the staff what it's going to be this year. Oh, it's going to be bear lights? Flashlights. Okay. Those little ones that are about this long? Yeah, okay. We call those bear lights because Reg and I were out in Colorado, and in the middle of the night we heard a bear, and Reg went out, and I thought I had to be his wingman, and we're going out with these little tiny flashlights.
That's going to work.
Enough of that. My topic next week will be Our Father who art in heaven. Let's all rise and close this service off by joining together in blessing the whole world with our prayer of protection. Together, the light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. God bless you all. Have a wonderful